Move back some. Oh, nice and smooth. So everything's going perfect so far, exactly what I would expect to see. We are in that sport control mode, very smooth. There's the wind pulling at it. It is pretty windy out here. I like the tail control. It's not bad in sport. Tail is behaving just the way I would expect. Another thing I kind of want to check on a little test hover. I haven't built that many helicopters, and so I still like to do a couple of these little check flights. It's actually pretty docile at 70%. I was anticipating slowing it down, but 70% is pretty good. For being in that sport mode, that tail is still pretty reactive. Now, I like it. I definitely like it though. So now I'm going to go to stunt one. We shouldn't see any change. It should pretty much stay exactly the way it is. And it didn't. That's absolutely perfect. It did exactly what I expected it to do, which was nothing. That's what I wanted to see there, was nothing. So now we're going to go to stunt two. We should see a jump in RPM. I'm going to give it just a little bit of room. Again, I got plenty of room out here if things get a little... Really smooth transition there into stunt two. Well, what a smooth helicopter. So there it is in stunt two. I'm not hearing any sound off the blades. I think that the blade tracking is really good. They seem to be really straight. I'm not looking at them in line there. Eye level with the helicopter, I don't see any kind of blur or misalignment. I'm not hearing anything funny off the blade, so that's good. Pretty good wind coming from behind. So it's in stunt two right now. I'm going to switch it up to the fourth flight control mode. So this is stability high angle. I don't notice a huge difference. I like the stability high angle setting. I don't feel like it's overreactive. Whew, that wind is kicking up. Very stable. And we're going to go to the agility mode. So this is the highest settings for the flight controller for control settings. And you can see that tail is definitely faster. I like the stop. As soon as I stop the motion, we get a pretty firm stop from the helicopter. I'm kind of intentionally throwing it back and forth there. So this is a 5,000 milliamp battery. The last battery was a 4,500. We had tons. After 5 minutes, we were at 40%. This is in the high angle flight mode. Just do like a reel. Easy. I don't want to whack a light pole with it or something. It is definitely very smooth. So bringing it backwards, see how the tail tracks. Little tiny bit of a wag. Of course, it was coming backwards into the wind too. You can see that wind is kind of cranking up now. You can see those canted skis there. You can see those blades sit nice and level when it's flying. And you can see the skis are kind of canted forward. Woo! Couldn't help myself. So this is all in normal flight mode. We've got a wind kicking out here. I'm gonna try this self-leveling real quick. We'll see how it works. And I'll flip the switch now. It seems to almost pitch a little forward. So when you put it in self-leveling, it almost kind of pitches. Let's see, let's try it again. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go. Kind of kicks that tail up a little bit. See that? So we're flying, this is nice and level, and I'll put it in self-leveling. So this is just normal mode, flat hover, and I'll switch to self-leveling now. You can see it kind of kicks that tail forward and kind of moves forward. I'm not sure what's up with that. It's kind of like a weird... Yeah, it's running good, man. As expected, feels pretty stable. All right, it is it's been 5 minutes on the 5,000 milliamp battery. I'm not going to push it too hard. I'm going to set it down. We'll try a little mini auto here. So it was good. It came down nice and smooth. Now, one thing you may have noticed here, and this was something that Chris Rybert kind of warned me about, was as it was coming down, you know, those rubber stops kind of caught the pavement, you know, and it kind of bumped a little bit. So if you're going to run those rubber stops on the skids, just be real careful about, you know, when you're coming in at an angle, because if I was going a little faster, it very well could have tipped the helicopter, but that was fine. Autoed beautifully, and boy, I'll tell you, it's running terrific. I couldn't ask for more. It's really running great. All right, so I'm here. It's March 7th. I did the 50% calibration on the ESC. I'm flying the Icon 2. The other thing I might try out is the stabilization. So I activated the stabilization in the programming and put it on a switch. So we'll give that a try as well. So got our remote on, got it in hold. Power it up. All right, looks like it's good to go. Got our ESC fan is on there. And I'll do a directional check. Left is left, right is right, forward's forward, back's back. And while I've got hold on, we're going to check the directional correction. So you move left and it pushes up like it should, move it right and it pulls down like it should, keeps the swash level. Back and it pitches forward, forward and it pitches back. So it keeps the swash level. All the orientation setup is correct. Last, I'm just going to check the tail, and we should see our tail blades kick in the direction we're moving, and it kicks correctly in both directions. Last thing I'm going to check out is this self-leveling. I'm just going to put it crooked, and while it's in hold mode, self-level, okay, and it went level, and it goes level. Okay, good. The ground is slightly crooked, so when I switch it to self-level, you see it just very slightly move a little tiny bit. So if I got it to the left, I hit self-level, and there it goes, it levels out. So put it back in normal mode. For the flight controller, has 3 different modes. It's got sport, stability high angle, which is like the 4th setting, and agility mode. You see it just switch up into there, which is the highest setting on the flight controller. So we see the lights changing as we change the mode, so that's good. Now I've got normal mode, goes up to 70% on the idle. I'll probably bring that down a notch or two after I have a little more experience with the model. Stunt 1 is at 70% straight across the board, so we should see no change when we go to it. So that's what I'm looking for. When I switch to Stunt 1, I want to see no change. And then when I switch to Stunt 2, it's going to jump to 80%. We should see a jump in the RPM. So these are the things that I'm looking for. And then I'm also just getting the feel for the model as I move around the cyclic in the different modes. I've got the modes here on the C switch. So as it's down, it's in sport. Medium is the 4th setting. And the top one is the acrobatic mode, the last setting in there. And so I'm going to play a little bit with the flight modes and play a little bit with the flight characteristic modes over here, and just try to get a little bit of a feel for the helicopter. So it's in normal mode right now. When I turn the hold switch off, all we should see is the blades snap to 40%. And they do. So I've got the blades set up at actually 35%. So that's exactly what should have happened. Bring the throttle up here, it should spin up.